Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, it doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start out with the Temperance card. Very interesting. This is the combination of forces. This is trying to find the right mixture of things in your life. Yeah. And maybe we're talking literally. We're trying to put a recipe together, trying to find perhaps the right group of people to help us succeed at something, right? Trying to find the right amount of seasoning for something. Yeah, the right strategy. The right balance of things. Let's put this into some context. What exactly are we putting together? And what are we trying to produce with that? Yeah. Let's see what we've got. Oh, interesting. We've got the Emperor. I feel like we're kind of in need of this other component. You know, maybe with the Temperance card too, it's this idea that we've been too much in this kind of passive energy. We need a little bit more of this authoritative Emperor energy in our life. Okay? It could be that you've been taking a little bit of a quieter role in something, but it's time to step up, right? It's time to be the boss here. And maybe we've been looking for the right kind of strategy. I don't want to be too assertive, but I don't want to be too kind of passive and yielding either. I think Spirit is saying that you need to be a little bit more assertive even. More fire, 7 of Wands, 10 of Cups, excess, right, with the 10 of Cups. It's a lot of water here. Maybe it's too much, right? Maybe this 10 is saying we've really been in this excess of water energy. It's time to bring a little bit of heat, right? We've got the Tower up there. Even more heat here. Yeah, see, it feels to me like we've been leaning toward the water, and it's really the fire that's going to push us forward. So it's about putting in more effort, being more assertive, being more decisive, taking the leadership here for whatever you're doing. Okay. Now we've got a few more cards. We've got a larger vision. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. I love that card. We've got the Luster Strength card. And see, it's all kind of with this fiery theme. We're activating something here. This is the card we're trying to avoid. That sticky, sludgy, quicksand 7 of Cups. Yeah. But at the end, we've got this depth of emotion. So it's a reminder that we're not cutting off our emotions. We're not trying to say that we've been too emotional and we just need to be more fire, more aggressive, right? No, that's not it. Because it is still about the balance, right? That Art or Temperance card. I feel like we need a little bit more of that assertiveness, but it's not cutting us off from our emotions. It's not cutting us off from our compassion, from our love, from our intuition, from our spirit. No, it's about channeling that spiritual energy, not through the water, through the fire now, right? So it's more of, well, like we see with the Luster Strength card, it's more about courage and passion than it is a kind of almost a yielding, hopeful, kind of go with the flow kind of water energy, right? We need to take a little bit more power here, a little bit more responsibility. If we're really going to take this thing, whatever it is, could be a relationship, could be a business, it could be your career, could be, whatever your purpose is, right? Whatever you are focusing your efforts on right now in your life, it's requiring more of your input, okay? More of your input. And the Tower up here is doing double duty because, one, this is the breakthrough that we want. We feel like things are maybe not progressing as fast as we would like. Well, we've got to take some of the control here and make it happen, right? So we want to break through. We want this good tower moment, this breakthrough in this thing. Well, we've got to take some responsibility to bring this about. This is also a little bit of your caution. You're just like, well, yeah, but I don't want to ruin anything. So how much do we push? We push too hard, maybe we ruin the whole thing. We don't push enough, and we never even reach the kind of culmination that we really want. Yeah. This is something that deals with your future. You're thinking long term here with the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. I feel like there's a tie to the military with your family. Either you were in the military or someone close to you was in the military. Thank you so much for your service. I feel like that is, especially with these two together, it kind of feels like this is a good time for you to kind of invoke some of that, military strategy, some of that discipline, some of that assertiveness, but it's very strategic and it's very balanced. It's not aggressive, it's not forceful, but it is leadership that is, well, it's a mixture between just good old-fashioned kick in the pants leadership and then also the servant leadership, right? We're trying to balance the energies here. And I think you've got the servant part of it down pretty well, where you are very compassionate. You're doing a lot of things for others. We need a little bit more of the kick in the pants leadership, Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot, and this is just going to go, whoop, we got that, volunteer for the mystery card. We're going to leave it right here. We're going to put Jimbo, a.k.a. the Lizard King, a.k.a. Mr. Lizard, right there on top of that card. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us our confirmation. Okay. If at any point during this tarot card reading you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. We're going to do it together. We're going to make it a group exercise of intuition. And I hope you'll play along. Let's take a look around the room here. We've got a lot of majors, really. Major, major, major. Another major over here. We've got obviously some fire and some fire. We've got some water and some water and some water. And then we've got a little bit of our earth. Okay. And even looking at the kind of elemental balance, we've got 1, 2, 3 water cards. And as far as the fire goes, we've got these 2, really, right? So it does seem that there's already an excess of the water energy. Now, that's being balanced out, of course, by the Emperor, which is Aries, that's fire. The Lust card, which is Leo, that's fire. The Tower, which is Mars, that's fire. So we're kind of bringing in an excess of this creative, assertive, confident, take charge kind of fire energy. But we don't want to upset the balance, right? Because if we bring all of these fire energies in, now we have way more fire than we do water. Okay, so we have to remember that we are striving for balance here. And we've got to have the right strategy. Now, I don't know if this is, you're dealing with a family issue, you're dealing with a work thing, if you're trying to get your business going, your department at work, maybe we're trying to figure out how to make that function as optimally as possible. We want it to be successful, whatever this is, right? Maybe you're retired. Maybe this is your new vocation in retirement, your new passion, your new interest, your new sense of purpose. Now with the 10 of Cups here, I feel like you have a distinct kind of vision for what you are trying to accomplish. You may not know exactly the details or how to get there, but you know what you want in a subtle way, as far as the feelings that it's going to bring you. Right? You've got this intuition, you've got this connection with what you want and with what you're doing. And it's really a matter now of just kind of figuring out the right expression of energy to get what we want, to reach our goals. Okay. The 10 of Cups is the wish fulfillment. We know what that wish is, right? This is the ideal life, the picture perfect happiness in your life. And this is what we want. And it could be that we're going into this situation really with all of these feelings and this blissed out kind of feeling where we want this so bad. And sometimes that feeling, if we're basking in that feeling too much, in the desire, right, then we're perhaps not balanced enough with that fire energy that can say, okay, I want this so bad, whether it's the promotion or the relationship or the family or the house or the future, whatever it is that you want. We want it so bad. Okay, time to put that feeling down a little bit and let's pick up this fire energy and let's go get it. Sometimes we're so overwhelmed with the desire of something, with the feelings around it, that we don't focus on, okay, what do I need to do? How can I organize this? How can I be the boss, right? I feel like you're being told, step into your boss energy and make this happen. But you're beset with dangers, okay? Because we have also, well, for one, the danger of the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, very much like the Seven of Cups, is talking about the danger of this force. Now, in some ways, this is the idea of we're fueling this emperor so much that the emperor just becomes like a dictator, right? And is just going wild with this power, power mad. Shout out to Primus, Les Claypool, one of my favorite bands. I heard Les is a fan of the channel. He does watch these readings. I heard that from a friend. We're fueling that emperor with so much of this power that it gets carried away. So that's one of the dangers of the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is also saying that, yeah, there are challenges here, and we've got to, again, know how to adjust that fire energy. I kind of wish we had like a Five of Wands here. But this is really showing that the obstacles that you are up against with this project, this relationship, this plan, whatever is going on, are great. The challenges are going to be great, and you're going to have to meet those challenges. So we do need a very powerful energy. Okay. But we have to be mindful. We have to be strategic. We have to be balanced. We have to think of it as a delicate art, a mixture of ingredients of just the right amount of things to get this done perfectly. We want to be assertive, but we also want to be understanding and tolerant and accepting and compassionate. How the heck do you do both? In the future position, we've got the Princess of Wands. The Princess of Wands is very impulsive. So we get this Emperor all jacked up on this fire energy, on this power, on this control, and we just start doing things. We don't even know why we're doing them. This is just, we get an impulse and we behave that way. This is very impulsive. This is impulse to behavior instantaneously. There's no filter. There's no buffer, right? We've got to be careful with this. We have to follow our instinct and follow our gut, but we also don't want to bring about the kind of evil version of the Tower card. So we've got to be very careful with this, because really the Emperor ceases to be a good Emperor when it just becomes a Princess of Wands and it's just, in the words of Game of Thrones, burn them all, right? We're doing things just to do it, and we don't care if things get ruined. It's just this power that we're wielding that is really carrying us away. All right. Now I've got a couple ideas for this mystery card already. Hopefully it is a 5 of something. I don't want it to be the Knight of Wands, because that is really energy that gets carried away. And we're seeing the hints of it here, and this is why we've got the Art Temperance card right in the middle. We need to blend these energies together. When we start going in one extreme, we have to kind of mix in a little bit more of that water to keep it at just the right temperature. Right, just the right temperature. we've got obviously that Tower card up here. Now I feel like Spirit's showing me the pepper shaker again. I don't know if we had this in your reading last time, but someone really likes the spicy food. Someone really likes to put the pepper on the food. And I'm really getting a strong leadership kind of energy. I kind of feel like you are in the military, but I feel like there's a strong leadership ability in you. And I feel like, I don't know where that originated, if it was something kind of taught to you by, parents or something you learned in the military or in some other kind of field like that. Maybe law enforcement or first responder kind of thing. Either way, thank you for your service if you're in any of those fields. We appreciate you and we love you. But I feel like you learned a lot of leadership qualities, and it really is time to activate those. But we've got to keep a handle on it, yeah. Because the Tower is either the best thing that's going to happen or the worst thing that's going to happen. This is that breakthrough. This is where you reach that level of success. This could be the glass ceiling. This could be going to the next level with this relationship. It could be really the breakthrough of your YouTube channel, of your business, of your creative energy. This is really letting the spirit of this thing free. Okay. This is removing the limitations that have been caused by too much of the water energy. Okay. This is us getting through any obstacle. But when we have a Seven of Wands and a Tower, it's reminding us that not everything is a brick wall that needs like a sledgehammer to get through. Right? These two cards together, this like everything's a sledgehammer and you're just bashing stuff to get through these obstacles. No, we need a little bit more tact, a little bit more subtlety, more strategy. Okay? So we have to be very careful with this. It's a balancing act. It really is. Okay? So just keep that in mind, that you have other skills, other tools that you can use. And one of which, of course, is the water energy, is your compassion, your love, your yielding, your tolerance, right? All of that good water energy. Not everything is a brick wall, and you don't always have to be the sledgehammer. Okay. Now let's talk about the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription if you haven't subscribed yet. Please do. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. And it helps out the channel. And of course, I really do appreciate that. I'm getting a P name in your life somewhere. I'm getting I'm getting a PS. I don't know if there is a postscript somewhere for you, but I'm getting those initials, the P and the S. I'm also feeling that there's something going on with your feet, or a loved one close to you is having a foot issue. I don't know if they've seen the podiatrist or something, but there's something that's kind of it's a new thing with the feet. Yeah, it's either some kind of something with the toes or something with the arch of the foot, maybe bone spurs or heel spurs, whatever they're called. But something with the feet's going on right now. Yeah. And I'm not a medical doctor. This is not a diagnosis. I'm just receiving the energy that's already coming in. It's something you already know about. I'm not prognosticating any kind of, future issues, anything like that. Okay. So we got the Knight of Pentacles here, right? And what is the Knight of Pentacles but your vision of the future? Yeah. This is the card this is the energy that can see the end result of things. This is the vision of what you want, right? And it's interesting because I usually say that the Knight of Pentacles, what are they looking at? Well, they're looking at the Ten of Pentacles, right? That's the vision of the future that they're holding. We've already got the Ten of Cups. So it's like you already know what your dream is. And now with the Knight of Pentacles, what we're trying to see is the practical side of that dream. That's the dream, that's the wish fulfillment that we want and that we're on the path for. What is it going to look like? What are the physical characteristics? What are the specifics? Yeah. And we need to know this. Maybe the mystery card will be the Ten of Pentacles. We need to know what it looks like. Any of us can have the dream. We can feel like we're going to manifest this dream. We know what we want. But what really does it look like? What are its characteristics? What are the specifics? Because once we know that, then we can work ourselves backwards and say, what do I got to do right now to get that? To get those particular details that I want. Okay? We have to have these goals, these objectives, kind of long-term, big-time goals, big-time 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacle goals, long-term even, maybe a month, a year, 5, 10 years. What is the outcome we're looking for? What does it look like? And then we realize that every thought, word, and deed in the present moment is either bringing us closer to that or further away from that. So then we can use that to kind of formulate our tactics in the present moment. Okay, well, if I handle this situation, the day-to-day situations, the moment-to-moment interface with the world, how do I behave right now so I can get to my goal? Because it's a karma thing, right? Everything we do right now is creating our future self, is creating who we are, where we are, and what we're doing in the future. Even moment to moment, but this card's thinking long term, right? So we need to formulate that vision in a more specific way. Maybe you get out your sheet of paper, get out your pencil, draw your own 10 of Pentacles. Maybe you should, if you have time, if you're at home, if you're not driving or whatever, get out a sheet of paper and draw it. Get out your iPad and your Apple Pencil, right? And draw that 10 of Pentacles. What does it look like? What sort of things are in your best life? What are the details? What are the characteristics of your desired outcome in this? We've got to give this 10 of Cups a vessel. We've got to give it some clothes to wear, right? We need something to contain. There's all this water here. We need some earth. We need that 10 of Pentacles to be the container for it. And we have that. Then we've got the wish, and we've got the wish come true. And then everything in between we can deal with. Yeah. And I think this is something that is creating your very best life. Now, the next card we see on the path of the Serpent is the Lust or Strength card. Well, as we take on this kind of methodology, the art or temperance, a little bit more of the Emperor here, we start to feel we feel this 10 of Cups, but in a different way. It's not so much the desire and the longing and the want and just the depth of this. It feels so good we want to cry. Over here, it feels so good we want to just scream and shout and dance all over the place. This is real passion. So it's not about cutting off the emotions. It's about channeling those emotions into lust, into strength, into courage, into enthusiasm, into creativity, into confidence. See, this is the card that has the confidence to just reach up into the sky and pull out your star. And think of how big you got to be, right? If you can just reach out and take a star. Stars are big and they're really far away from each other. You've got to be massive, right? In spirit to be able to think of a star that way, think of your goals that way. And that's a magical way of thinking. Yeah. So this is the card that realizes you can do anything. You can manifest everything. And so this is that it's the kind of like a 10 of Cups, but it's a different kind of feeling. We're channeling it into this, it's almost a spiritual religious experience. It's literally a magical experience. Feeling like you have that kind of magical ability to accomplish your goals here, to get that outcome. And this is the motivation to do it. But this card is also control. It's controlling our own magical abilities so that we don't get the wrong kind of tower and we don't get too much of this Princess of Wands. Right? So this is it's a delicate thing. We've got to use the fire energy. See, the fire energy is it's kind of the knife's edge right here. It's the cutting edge of your progress. We've got to use the fire energy to move forward, but like a surgeon, you have to be very steady and very careful. You're wielding great power here, and with great power comes great responsibility, right? But this is so nice. This is really, this is good energy. We are trying to avoid the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups are those obstacles that are more than being like a wall that we want to knock down with a sledgehammer. These are the obstacles that are like the quicksand. The quicksand that we kind of we need to slowly get out of, right? You can't just flail around in quicksand and be frantic, right? And panic. You don't want to panic, right? That's not something a sledgehammer is going to help you solve. I mean, maybe if you can use it as like a grappling hook or something. But this requires a different kind of tactic, right? And sometimes with the fire, these are both very confident energies. Confident that we know how to get out of this dangerous situation, whether it's fire or water, whether it's quicksand or the brick wall. We know what tools to use. We know not only like physical tools like the grappling hook or the sledgehammer, no, but the response internally. The idea of not panicking, for one, right? Not about dialing back the fire energy. When you're in quicksand, it's not the time to be fiery and frantic and, that kind of energy. We need something a little bit more delicate. You got to be careful. You got to move slow. Yeah. So we don't sink in further. So what we're really trying to avoid, obviously, are any kind of setbacks, anything that's going to slow down our progress. But both of these cards are very confident. Now, there's always a connection between this environment position. And see, the lust or strength card is in the position of your environment. So this is showing a really strong and enthusiastic. It really is filled with the Holy Spirit, right? It's enthusiastic in the environment. This is your interface with the environment. And I think you're feeling this enthusiasm, and it is just, it's pouring into other people too. All the people around you can't help but be motivated by your fiery, courageous, confident energy. Enthusiasm, right? It's contagious, yeah? But this card, the environment position, has a strong connection with the under the surface position. Now, under the surface is the 7, and it's kind of this idea that, well, I'm in my Emperor energy, I've got to just bash everything with a sledgehammer. Because there is a certain confidence that comes with these cards, especially together, and there is that connection. And it's kind of an invincibility. It's kind of like, it's the confidence that says, I don't care how many brick walls there are, because I'm just going to smash head first right through them all. Yeah. And sometimes, yes, that's what you need to do. Until you get to the 7 of Cups, then we realize, oh, I can't just smash this down with a sledgehammer. It's not the same as this. So we have to be able to switch gears quickly. Now, the Queen of Cups. Beautiful card. Depth. Double water here. Double water, which means that you are understanding really how deep this mission, this project, this endeavor, this life really goes for you. It's something that really gets you to the core of yourself. And this is not just a surface level desire, shallow end kind of desire, right? The top level of this card is the surface of the water. It's just reflective. And that's maybe part of that 10 of Cups thing a little bit too, and the way the energy that we were in was maybe a little bit too reflective, that we just kind of mirrored the environment, right? And in that way, we're not asserting ourselves. We're not expressing who we are, or what we want. We're just reflecting back what the world is around us, or the group of people, or your friends, or the family, or the people at work, you know? We're not asserting anything. We're not putting our intention into anything. We're just mirroring what's already going on. Okay? And then with the shallow, just beneath the surface is the shallow end of the pool. And these are those immediate desires, what we want right now. Well, I just want to feel good right now and have a good time right now. I want to get along right now. And so that's going to make us also very amicable very much just in search of the immediate gratification, in terms of our interactions with other people. Just wanting to get along and have, good time talking and just, experiencing our day. But then we get deeper and deeper and deeper, and we realize that none of those things are really all that satisfying. That what we want is this bigger, more long-term outcome, this huge, unbelievably great goal that we have, our dream, our wish. And in that case, we realize that this is something long-term, that this is something that might have to involve a little bit of delayed gratification. We might even have to interact with the world in such a way that not everybody's going to want to be our friend. So we've got to be ready for that. Because as you move into your emperor energy, there are people that are going to resist that. People are going to say, what? You're the leader now? You're going to tell us what to do? You're going to make us do our jobs? How dare you? Right? And people don't like that. But sometimes, and in this situation, I think it's true for you because this is your dream, that you've got to be okay with some people resisting your leadership. People don't like to be told what to do. If this is your business, this is the idea that you can't be friends with everybody you work with because you're going to have to tell them what to do. You're going to have to correct them when they make a mistake. It's not always just like those kind of friendship connections. Sometimes this is business, So I think that this is really part of this delicate strategy where we want to inspire others. We want other people to want to cooperate with us. But at the same time, we can't be too friendly or too passive where we just get steamrolled for everything. We just get kind of like a doormat, So we've got to balance, we've got to find a way to be the leader, but in a way that also inspires people and they kind of want to participate, want to cooperate. And this could be friends, family, could be a relationship. I feel like it's something business related. I feel like this is something at work. Yeah. It might literally be in a kitchen. The Art of Temperance card, every time we get the Art of Temperance card, Spirit always shows me people working in a kitchen. And yeah, we want the conversation, we want the laughter, we want the camaraderie, right? We want the bonds with our people. But we also gotta yell and tell them what to do, and we gotta bark orders at people sometimes, And I think that's also part of what we said at the very beginning of trying to get the right people together. So there's a lot of love between everybody, but we can also all get to work when we need to. And if you're yelling at me from across the kitchen, telling me, what to do with my, whatever I'm making, my prep work, giving me instructions, it's not personal. This is the kitchen, And so I feel like that's really a big part of it. And maybe it literally is food service for you. For some of you, I think it is something to do like that. Hospitality or food service or a kitchen or something, yeah. Let's look at the mystery card. Let's see what Jimbo has for us. Like I said, I want to see a 10 of Pentacles more than anything. A Knight of Wands would be challenging. A Knight of Wands would really be like... Knight of Wands, it'd be really like I was going to say a little bit too much of a Gordon Ramsay, just barking orders, just being mean and really getting kind of power mad. I love Gordon Ramsay, by the way. I think he's got the right balance in a real way, the right balance between assertiveness and then also very compassionate and very caring. I know on the Hell's Kitchen show, it's all fire, right? Because that's the show. But I think in all actuality, he's got a very good balance of that. And so this really, maybe he's the good example to use, right? I did hear that he's a fan of the channel, that he watches the show. I heard that from a friend. So the Knight of Wands, though, might be a little overboard. I want a 10 of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Oh, okay, a King of Cups. This is air and water. Air and water, yeah. We're fixed in this emotion. And I think it really is, we're trying to live authentically. We're trying to really express who we are. We want you're someone that kind of wears your heart on your sleeve, I feel like. Yeah. I feel as if you aren't very good at hiding how you feel. Let's put it that way. And I think that this is kind of what we've been talking about with that 10 of Cups. It's just like we're in this feeling, and then it's hard for us to really switch into that assertive kind of Gordon Ramsay barking orders kind of mode, that emperor energy. Yeah. Because then maybe it's kind of like you want to apologize after. Yeah. In things like this, you can't always apologize after giving the orders to people, you know? And so I wonder how this really connects with that military vibe that I'm getting. And I don't know if this was maybe the same kind of issue where it was really an emotional experience for you. And I think that this is still going to be an emotional experience for you, even when you're in that fire energy, when you're in your emperor mode, you're going to feel things even more deeply. And this is the challenge for you, is blending this together. And that's why the first card was that Art or Temperance card. So it's a lot of work, but this is the way you reach that breakthrough success. Whatever that breakthrough is, whether it's romantic, platonic, whether it's work, career, creative, maybe it's a spiritual breakthrough, whatever it is, you're going to do it. And this is the way. Yeah. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there's a link at the end of the video. There's a link down in the video description. New readings for Libra every Wednesday and Saturday. I'm here every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. You can just come back, see me tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Let me know how you're doing. Okay? I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.